Talking Nerdcore, talking Nerdcore today. We're talking Nerdcore, talking Nerdcore our way. We're talking Nerdcore, talking Nerdcore today. We're talking Nerdcore our way.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's the Animeoveranalyst here, and today I am going to be doing another episode of Talking Nerdcore. I'm finally back after how many months of hiatus? I mean, I tried starting again, and it didn't work out too well, and yeah, I'm slowly getting back into the grind. So, yeah. As you can see, if you're watching this on YouTube, I am by myself, and that's just purely because I'm slowly easing my way back into having guests back on. But I figured at the moment I can still do reviews of anime, and that may be what I'm going to be doing from here on out. We'll see. I did post a poll on Twitter and on YouTube, and whichever one had the most interaction, I was going to do an anime review. So, the one that won was Erased. So, I'm going to be reviewing Erased today, and then next week, I will have another poll out. It's probably going to be either Made in Abyss, Kill la Kill, or Psychopass. Those are going to be the three choices, and then I'll leave like another choice, but those are the three that I'm going to put out there, and then I'm going to probably do that for the next couple weeks until I can get some guests on and this and that. And who knows, maybe that'll help me find guests. We'll see. Anyways, Erased. That's the anime that I am talking about today. So I did watch this while I was away. I watched 3 to 4 anime while I was away. I watched Erased, Psychopass, Hellsing. I'm currently watching Hellsing Ultimate, but I did watch all of Hellsing, and I think there was like 1 or 2 more that I'm blanking on. None of them really like wowed me. However, Erased was real interesting. It was the first anime I watched with my girlfriend, and we kind of came up with the same conclusion, which is that the main character, Satoru Fujinuma, which, those of you who are on YouTube and watching this on YouTube, I actually can pull up his image and all that. He's kind of creepy. We kind of decided that the whole premise was very bizarre in the way that he can go back in time, and he does it a couple times, where like he'll go back in time and then go forward in time and then go back in time again and try to fix things up. Very much like ReZero. In fact, I actually got my girlfriend to watch ReZero because of this mechanic. And what was bizarre about it was that it never really was explained. It's just something that he kind of had. And even at the end, it was just kind of like, oh, yeah, it's just something he had. Anyways, the basic premise of this anime is that Satoru is kind of living I won't say normal teenage life, because he could literally go back in time and save people, and that's what he constantly does. He constantly like prevents accidents from happening by going like 2 minutes before the accident happens and like changing something, warning like a truck driver that he's falling asleep, this and that. Well, he manages to go back in time to when he was 10 years old and a classmate had died. And the classmate's name is Kaio, and an adorable girl, very shy, very anime-esque, where it's just like, yeah, cute little girl. And she gets murdered. And the whole point of going back in time almost is trying to figure out, okay, who killed her, and how can he prevent her from dying again, basically. And so he goes back in time and stalks her around a little bit. And at first he's like, that's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to save her. Because he still has the mind of like 28-year-old, even though he's in a 10-year-old body. And then as the anime progresses, he slowly starts falling in love with her, which is why we both sat there kind of like, it's creepy. it's really, really kind of creepy. But yeah, she gets a lot of shit done to her that is very hard to deal with. She gets her ass kicked by her mom a couple times, and she, he sees her with bruises, when she shows up to school, if she shows up to school, or when she shows up to school, or sometimes she's hiding out in a shed and, with no warmth whatsoever. And there's really, really cool moments when, like, she knits him a pair of mittens because it's, like, the only thing she could do. And that's, like, super adorable. And it's kind of like a way of showing Satoru kind of getting outside of his box a little bit and really trying to reach out to this girl that he liked, I think, as a kid. Or at least, I guess. I think he liked her. I don't know, because it was one of those where it's like he noticed her when the first time around, but he never really paid much attention. It was only until she died that he actually started paying attention to her. He was like, oh shit, I want to save her. I want to prevent her. And it turns out that her killer was a dude that actually killed his mom later on, which that's another scene all into itself. So, yeah, Kaio's a very interesting character, but in the end, she's kind of bland. She doesn't really do much, which I can understand, She's very oppressed, mainly by her mother. And half the series is like, who killed her? Was it her mother or was it the teacher? And it kind of was both, to be honest. They don't really address the fact that her mother does kill her at one point, which is kind of sad. So, it's tough in that aspect because it does deal with child abuse. And so I just wish that they went and touched that angle a little bit more, trying to basically what resolved was that they managed to call DCFS, or the DCFS equivalent, and her mother got arrested, basically, and that was about it. She got to the girl got to move in with her grandmother, I guess. But another character I really want to mention is Satoru's mother, Sachiko. And this character is fascinating. I love Sachiko. Sachiko, I don't know. What's so cool about her is that she is she's literally like the mom of moms. Like, she takes care of not just Satoru, but she literally like adopts Kaio for half the series. And I just find that really amazing. Like, she is the sweetest person ever, and that's also half the reason he goes back in time, is to prevent her from being murdered by the same person that murdered his friend. And so just wanted to kind of briefly bring her up. There's this really cool scene where Kaio's mother is going up against Sachiko, and Sachiko, like, literally, what was it? Does she take a shovel to the head and still stands her ground? I want to say something like that happens. Or, Kaya's mother is straight up abusing her daughter right in front of our main boy, Satoru. And Sachiko just walks up and is like, okay, it's time to stop. Like, her ability to stop conflict and just her her straight up presence is so great. It's amazing. So I really do appreciate her character a lot. I really do appreciate what she contributes to the story and how she raises Satoru. Like, Satoru, when he becomes his 10-year-old self, kind of starts acting like a 10-year-old again, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, it's really, really weird. And so, I just really like that dynamic. I guess the next character to talk about, since I'm seeing it right now, is Kenya Kobayashi. Kenya, I'm not gonna lie, I thought was super sus in the beginning. I thought he was working with the teacher to, betray Satoru and, like, help basically with the kidnappings. And, well, let's put it this way. I was suspicious of the teacher from the get-go. I thought he was super sus in the beginning. And then they showed a scene with him talking to Kenya, and I'm sitting there like, okay, this could be one of two things. Either they're collaborating with each other to do something wicked, or they're collaborating to do something nice. And it turns out, in that instance, they were actually planning a surprise birthday party for both Kaio and Satoru, because their birthdays are like 3 days apart or something like that. Like, they're very close together. I can't remember if they were on the same day or 3 days apart. Anyways, it turns out that Kenya is actually a really good dude. He's actually really, really decent. And he helps Satoru try and figure out this murder. And he turns out to be an actually really cool character. I really like Kenya. Honestly, like, the more I talk about it, it feels like all of the other side characters I love a lot more than the main characters, the main two, which, like I said, is Satoru and Kaia. And maybe it's just because of their dynamics. I'm not sure. But I really do appreciate what he contributed to the story. I like how he helped Satoru and Kaio kind of help Kaio live by herself in this bus. Although, I also think the abandoned bus idea was so stupid. And this basically comes after Satoru convinces Kaio to run away from her mom. And so they're like, okay, how about this? Why don't we just let you live in a bus in the middle of a park? And I'm sitting there, and my girlfriend was sitting there too, and we were like, or you can convince your mom to adopt her, since, like, his mother already somewhat adopts her. So it just made absolutely no sense to have her in that bus, except for possibly you don't want Kaya's mother to think that Satoru's mother was kidnapping her. I think there was a scene where when Kaio's mother called up Sachiko. I can't pronounce his mother's name. And that scene, I was just like, okay, he calls her up. She might have paid her a visit at one point. I'm blanking on that kind of scene, but otherwise, like, there was no other investigation. It was just kind of assumed, oh yeah, Sachiko doesn't have Kaio. And it's because Kaio is living in a bus. It just seemed so unrealistic and stupid. Like, I swear, like, if I were Satoru, and I would have been like, okay, you're staying with me. You know, we've already established in a relationship, and his mother is awesome, like I stated, and is completely aware of what's going on. So That made the most sense to me, and I don't get why that didn't happen. Anyways, another character to talk about is the teacher, Gaku Yasuhiro, who does turn out to be the killer. Surprise, surprise. And he's interesting in the way that he plays off as a nice guy and then is secretly evil. Like, he has this kind of candy fetish that I guess now that I think about it does help lure in children. I won't say fetish, it's just something he has. He claims it helps him stop smoking and this and that, the whole lollipop thing. Trying to remember. I want to say that scene was in a car that he might have stolen. Maybe. I don't know. There was a lot of weirdness that kind of went on around him. But he figured it out in the end, and, you know, big surprise. The whole, like, getting dumped into a lake was kind of interesting, and how Satoru was kind of in a coma for it was like 8 years or something ridiculous, and the fact that his mother took care of him while he was in a coma the entire time. Like I said, his mother is like the best character. She's so cool. I like her so much, and the fact that she kind of solved the mystery in like episode 1, which is really cool. She knew who the teacher was, though, and so, like, it wasn't like we would be able to solve it. In episode 1, we could only just guess. So, like him, I mean, he's kind of mid-tier when it comes to big bads, but decent enough. Let's see now. Okay, I see that Kaio's mother's name is Akime. Yeah. Just kind of looking around at these cast of characters. Irie. That's another character that I'm like, who is she? Like, I feel like they posted Irie mainly as a alternative love interest to Satoru. They'll be like, oh yeah, he's an adult, he should be more into her. But she is a teenager as well. She's like 18 in the show. She's not even like his age. She's not even Kaio's age in like the modern time. It's not right at all. I don't get her purpose. I really don't. She gets does she get kidnapped? I don't think she gets kidnapped. Her house burns down, and it's because, you know, the teacher is out to kill him, and she has a creepy manager that, like, took credit for rescuing her from her house. Yeah, the whole thing was just I didn't really care about it too much. It was more of a plot device to try and get Satoru moving. That's all she was, really. She wasn't really much of a character otherwise. I think was she the one that had the stupidest backstory of all, like, that I've ever heard? I think this is the character that she's like, yeah, my parents split up because my dad stole a chocolate bar from store and refused to admit it, and so my mom was tired of him lying, and so she split up with him. That was her backstory. That was stupid. I'm not gonna lie. Like, even at the end, I think they introduced her mother or something. Her mother's like, oh, I'm sorry, that was stupid of me, yada yada. And I'm just sitting there like, yeah, that's the dumbest backstory ever. Like, I can understand parents splitting up. Like, how my parents split up. Let's put some reasoning behind that. It's not just, oh yeah, he stole a chocolate bar and he might have lied about it. Like, they didn't even, like, address if he did or not. And honestly, it doesn't even matter to me. Like, that was so annoying and so bad. I don't understand what her purpose was at all. So, yeah, that's my little mini rant against our Irie. So stupid. So incredibly stupid. I think that's pretty much all of the characters I really wanted to talk about. And I felt like I dealt with the show for the most part, honestly. Like, it's a short show. It's only about 12, maybe 13 episodes. I'm blanking on it. But it's really, really short. Really enjoyed the music. Although I think the intro sequence I thought was kind of forgettable. Maybe? No. I love the intro sequence. I'm thinking of a different anime. I think I'm thinking of Psycho-Pass. I didn't think I cared about Psycho-Pass. I don't know. I've got to re-listen to some of those intros again. I'm a huge fan of intros and outros. If you haven't noticed by my Black Clover reviews on my YouTube channel, I love music and I love listening to intros and outros. And so I like to give credit to when they're due, and I just wish I remembered the intro to Erase, and I feel like it's one of those that I really, really enjoyed. But obviously I can't play it because of copyright issues, so I'll be listening to it after this recording. Just trying to think anything else. Like, Satoru has like a little group of friends that is cool. They're cool. They help him out around a lot, which is nice. Like, he kind of learns the whole power of friendship deal, and that he doesn't have to do everything himself, and relies on his friends a little bit, which is cool. But otherwise, I'd give this show like a 7.5 out of 10. It's all right. It's good. Animation, beautiful. Beautiful animation. Story, not so much. Soundtrack, music, great. Have nothing to complain about the soundtrack and the music. It's got really good moments. Like, there are specific scenes that I love and adore and are just good. Like I said, Sachiko standing up to Akemi. That scene, or multiple, because it happens a couple times, those scenes are amazing. Heck, just anytime his mother's on screen, I love. The relationship he has with Kaio, like, if you take out the aspects that he's 28 years old, it's adorable. Like, they're really, really portraying it as an adorable relationship, which is why it's creepy, because he is as old as he is. But I also understand his motive of, like, I just want to save him. I just want to save her. And it really is, like, Subaru's motives in ReZero. Like, they're almost identical characters in the end, where they go back in time to try and prevent someone from dying. And so, at least with ReZero, you know, the world building is a lot better. And there's just a lot more in depth. Whereas this one, it's more tightly knit story. And, like, it's a short cast of characters, which I appreciate. I do think that the governmental agencies were a big letdown. They didn't do anything for me, so I haven't really talked about them because they literally didn't exist in this show, which I thought was stupid. And yeah, it was just that's kind of it. So yeah, I will have a poll on my Twitter for the next anime that I will be reviewing. And yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, comment down below if you like this type of style where I kind of go through the anime and give my thoughts. Once again, I hopefully will be able to return to a weekly podcast. That's my goal. I'm slowly starting to get back into the swing of things. So, yeah, thank you all so much. Keep an eye out for those polls. I'm the Anime Overanalyst, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Talking nerdcore, talking nerd.